I've always had a love of engines, be they big, small, simple, complex, or just plain weird. I didn't really have a choice. As far back as I can remember, I was living in a world of all things mechanical. My dad was a motor mechanic, a migrant from Hungary fleeing the Russian occupation in '56 with nothing more than 10 pounds and a 1-year-old baby. And yes, that's me. I spent most of my early days in Dad's garage, rifling through discarded motor parts and pumping petrol when a quid's worth of juice would fill a tank. I still get teary-eyed when I visit one of those old country town garages with that distinctive smell of old encrusted engine oil and greasy workshop floors with old shadow boards of hand-worn tools. I still have my dusty old box of model aeroplane engines that I suspect will never take to the air again. I have a car with one of the most advanced engines that you can get, thank you Mr. Porsche. 5-speed Tiptronic, flat 6, 3.2 litre, 24 valves running on a double overhead cam, multi-point Motronic managed injection system that produces 260 horsepower to take you from 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. Trouble is, it's actually mid-engine, so I've never actually seen it. Still, I digress. And now, having decided to retire, it makes perfect sense that my first retirement project should be, well, something to do with engines. Times have changed, and of course now you can just Google everything. So, when I stumbled on what is commonly known as a Stirling engine, it really pressed my mechanical buttons. No fuel required, simple construction, low cost, and the plans are readily available, free, online. It's a very clever little gizmo. It actually runs off temperature differential that causes a displacer to oscillate up and down, causing the flywheel to turn, that moves the rubber membrane that changes heat flow to the piston, causing hot air, and I digress again. So, off went the email, and back came the plans. Easy. That's actually a pun, by the way, because it's actually called the Easy Stirling engine. So, after cutting out the prescribed templates, it's down to the garage, where I might add Dad's picture hangs crooked on the wall. He overlooks a reasonably organised workshop with many tools that I'm sure he'd recognise as his own. So, on with the project. Cutting bits of ply, spraying old confectionery cans, gluing, drilling, sanding, the odd glass of wine, a little bit more painting, rasping, tad more wine, and then the moment of truth. Thanks, Dad.